In 2013, a bold announcement set the world abuzz. Nicaragua revealed plans for a massive interoceanic canal. This ambitious project had the backing of Chinese businessman Wang Jing and his company, HKND Group. Estimated at a staggering $50 billion, the Nicaragua Canal aimed to rival the Panama Canal. Its purpose was clear: to connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans through a 170-mile waterway. The project's scale promised not only to reshape global trade, but also to transform Nicaragua's economic landscape. From the outset, the project was shrouded in controversy. Environmentalists immediately voiced concerns about the potential devastation to Lake Nicaragua. The lake, a vital source of fresh water for the country, was also a haven for biodiversity. The canal's proposed route cut a swath through protected rainforests, posing a direct threat to countless plant and animal species. Indigenous communities, whose ancestral lands lay directly in the path of the project, feared displacement and the destruction of their cultural heritage. Despite the growing chorus of opposition, Wang Jing remained resolute. He exuded confidence in the project's viability, presenting it as a game-changer for global trade. The canal, he argued, would accommodate larger ships than the Panama Canal, significantly reducing shipping times between the Atlantic and Pacific. To bolster the project's credibility and attract investors, Wang assembled a team of international consultants. This team included renowned firms like McKinsey & Company, signaling a serious intent to bring the ambitious vision to life. Wang Jing, a relatively unknown figure in the global business arena before the canal project, faced immediate skepticism. Critics questioned his experience and the financial capacity of HKND Group to handle such a massive undertaking. The project's estimated cost of $50 billion dwarfed Nicaragua's entire GDP, raising serious concerns about the country's ability to manage such a large-scale infrastructure project. To counter these doubts, Wang emphasized the potential economic benefits for Nicaragua. He promised widespread job creation, rapid infrastructure development, and a surge in revenue from canal tolls. The canal, he envisioned, would be a catalyst for unprecedented economic growth, transforming Nicaragua into a major global trade hub. Wang also highlighted the involvement of experienced consultants and contractors, including the renowned China Railway Construction Corps, as a guarantee of the project's technical feasibility. However, doubts persisted about the project's financial viability and the transparency of its operations. The lack of a detailed, publicly available feasibility study fueled suspicions. The secretive nature of Wang Jing's business dealings only deepened the sense of unease. Some observers began to speculate about the Chinese government's involvement, suggesting that the canal project was a strategic move by China to expand its influence in Latin America. From the outset, the Nicaragua Canal project faced fierce opposition from environmental groups and local communities. The proposed route, which cut through Lake Nicaragua, Central America's largest freshwater lake, raised alarms about a potential ecological disaster. Environmentalists warned of irreversible damage to the lake's delicate ecosystem. This damage, they argued, would threaten its biodiversity and jeopardize the livelihoods of communities reliant on the lake for fishing and water. The canal's construction would necessitate dredging millions of tons of sediment from the lake bed. This process had the potential to release harmful pollutants and fundamentally alter the lake's ecological balance. The influx of salt water from the canal posed another significant threat. It could contaminate the freshwater lake, endangering its unique flora and fauna. Experts painted a grim picture of potential consequences: the extinction of endemic species, the disruption of migratory patterns for birds and marine life, and the overall degradation of a vital ecosystem. Indigenous communities living in the canal's path responded with organized protests and demonstrations. They denounced the project as a violation of their land rights and a grave threat to their cultural heritage. They accused the government of prioritizing economic interests over the well-being of its people and the environment. The government's attempts to quell the protests through intimidation and violence only fueled the opposition, drawing international condemnation and casting a dark shadow over the project. Section 4. Financial instability and legal roadblocks. As the Nicaragua Canal project moved forward, Wang Jing and HKND Group encountered increasing financial challenges. The global economic slowdown, combined with the growing skepticism surrounding the canal's viability, made it difficult to attract the necessary investments. The project's enormous estimated cost of $50 billion proved to be a significant hurdle, and the details of its financing remained shrouded in secrecy. In 2015, the Chinese stock market crash dealt a significant blow to Wang Jing's personal fortune. This event raised further doubts about his ability to secure the necessary funding for the canal. The lack of transparency regarding the project's funding sources and the absence of concrete financial commitments from major investors added to the growing uncertainty. Legal challenges also began to mount, further hindering the project's progress. Landowners whose properties were seized for the canal route filed lawsuits, tying up the project in court. International organizations raised concerns about the lack of comprehensive environmental impact assessments and the potential violation of indigenous land rights. These mounting legal battles cast a long shadow over the project's future, deterring potential investors and causing significant delays in construction. Section 5. A geopolitical chess match. The Nicaragua Canal project, beyond its economic and environmental implications, became entangled in complex geopolitical dynamics. The project raised concerns about China's growing influence in the region, particularly in the eyes of the United States. The U.S., historically wary of foreign powers in its backyard, viewed the project with suspicion, seeing it as a potential challenge to its dominance in the Western Hemisphere. The canal's strategic location, close to the Panama Canal, fueled speculation about its potential military implications. The Nicaraguan government, led by President Daniel Ortega, embraced the project as a symbol of national pride and a path to economic prosperity. Ortega, a controversial figure with a history of authoritarian tendencies, used the canal project to consolidate his power and silence dissent. The government's crackdown on protests and its disregard for environmental and social concerns drew international criticism, further isolating Nicaragua on the world stage. The canal project also strained Nicaragua's relations with neighboring Costa Rica, which shares a border with the proposed canal route. Costa Rica expressed concerns about the project's potential environmental impact on its territory, particularly on the San Juan River, a shared waterway. The two countries engaged in a series of diplomatic disputes and legal battles over the canal, further complicating the project's already uncertain future.